Dear students, this is ninth biology video class, unit 24, part 1, environmental science. Unit 24, part 1, environmental science. Unit 24, environmental science. Okay. What do you mean by environmental? What do you mean by environment? Our surroundings only we call as an environment. What are the things are present in our surroundings? All these things we are going to learn in this chapter. Let us see the introduction part of chapter unit 24, environmental science. Elements of nature continuously undergo changes and transformations. Environmental protections provide holistic knowledge about natural processes, effects of human intervention, and solution to overcome environmental problems. Environmental issues such as pollution, global warming, ozone layer depletion, acid rain, deforestation, landslide, drought, and deforestations have gained major focus across the world. Natural resources are recycled over and over again on earth for continued availability. At the same time, it also reminds us of our responsibility to reduce and restrain our activities that will affect the natural processes. So here, environmental science ways to produce number of waste, a huge number of waste, and that waste has to be thrown properly. If we don't dispose that waste properly, means that will affect more pollutions, air pollution, water pollution, land pollutions, everything. So in order to reduce that pollutions, we need to know how the pollutions have been produced. All these things we should know. Living organisms adjust themselves according to their habitat and changes in the ecosystem. So any living organism, they adjust themselves wherever they stay according to the ecosystem, means environment, according to their environment. All living organisms develop certain morphological, anatomical, physiological, and reproductive adaptations which help them to survive better and to withstand environmental conditions. This lessons this lesson deal with biogeochemical cycles. This lesson deals with biogeochemical cycle, adaptations by the plants and animals, water conservation, and recycling of water. The next topic we are going to see is the one biogeochemical cycles. Here, bio means life, geo means earth. So, how these chemicals are going to be cycled, we are going to learn how it is going to be happen. Biosphere is the part of the earth where exists. So, all resources of biosphere can be grouped into major categories, namely biotic or living factors, which includes plants, animals, and other living organisms. That is, we call as a biotic. Biotic means any living organism which lives. Abiotic means that's a non-living factor, which include all factors like temperature, pressure, water, soil, air, and sunlight, which affect the ability of organisms to survive and reproduce. That is, we gonna say abiotic. Just take your textbook, underline what is biotic, define biotics, then define abiotics, just underline, mark it out, 2 marks. There is a constant interaction between biotic and abiotic components in the biosphere, and that makes the biosphere a dynamic and stable system. Cyclic flow of nutrients between non-living and living factors of environment are termed as biogeochemical cycle. Here, just take your textbook, take your pencil, just mark it out. Cyclic flow of from there to end of after next line, the termed as biogeochemical cycle. Mark it, 2 marks. Define biogeochemical cycle. Some of the important biogeochemical cycles are water cycle, nitrogen cycle, and carbon cycle. Water cycle, nitrogen cycle, and carbon cycle. We'll see one by one. First, we'll see water cycle. Here, water cycle or hydrological cycle is a continuous movement of water on earth. In this process, water moves from one reservoir to another by processes such as evaporations, sublimations, transpirations, condensation, precipitations, surface runoff, and infiltrations, during which water converts itself to various forms like liquid, solid, and vapor. Just take out a pencil, just underline these are the words: evaporations, sublimation, transpirations, condensation, precipitations, surface runoff, and infiltrations. Just underline all these words. Now we are going to learn each and every sentence of what is evaporations. We are going to learn. Evaporation is a type of vaporization where liquid is converted to a gas before reaching its boiling point. Water evaporates from the surface of the earth and water bodies such as ocean, seas, lakes, ponds, and rivers. Just mark it out. This is another 2 marks evaporations. And next one is the one sublimations. Sublimations is conversion of solid to gas. So sublimation is the one conversions of solid to gas without passing through the intermediate liquid phase. So there is no liquid phase. Straight away, just they'll turn. Okay, they'll convert solid to gas. Ice sheets and ice caps from north and south poles and ice caps on mountains gets converted into water vapor directly without converting into liquid. The next one is one transpirations. So transpiration is the process by which plants release water vapor into the atmosphere through stomata in leaf and stem. Underline stomata and leaf and stems. Then condensations. Condensation is the changing of gas phase into liquid phase and is the reserve of vaporizations. At higher altitude, temperature is low. The water vapor presents there condenses to form very tiny particles of water droplets. These particles come close together to form clouds and fog. Underline clouds and fog. The next one is one precipitations. Next one is the one precipitations. So precipitations is due to change in wind or temperature, clouds combine to make bigger droplets and pour down as a precipitations. Precipitations include drizzles, rain, snow, and hail. So the next one is the one runoff. As the water pours down, it runs over the surface of earth. Runoff water combines to form channels, rivers, lakes, and ends up into the sea and ocean. The next one is the one infiltrations. Some of the precipitate water moves deep into the soil, then it moves down and increases the groundwater level. Then percolations. Some of the precipitated water flows through the soil and porous fractured rocks. Infiltrations and percolations are two related but different processes describing the movement of water through the soil. The human impacts on water soil. Human impacts on water soil. Major human activities affecting the water cycle on land are urbanization, dumping of plastic waste on land and into water, polluting water bodies and deforestation. Polluting water bodies and deforestation. So these are the damage caused to the water cycle. That is because of human impact on water cycle. Here you can go through this water cycle evaporations. Okay, from lake or from sea to water just evaporates, then condensations, and they form precipitations and they come as a rain. And same thing here, they say transpiration, sublimations, condensations, depositions. Here transportations, precipitations, snow melt runoff. Yes, evaporation takes place, surface flow. Here also surface flow. From plant uptake water. From plant to it evaporates. The transpiration takes place. That is we say sublimations. Here groundwater flows. Just goes through this picture. The next one is the one after human impact on water cycle. Nitrogen cycle. Next one is the one nitrogen cycle. This nitrogen cycle where we can see in the next class. Today we are seeing introduction parts of environmental science. Just here, as I told you to mark 2 marks, just mark it. What is biotic, what is abiotic, and what is biogeochemical cycle. Just mark it or 2 marks. Biogeochemical cycle, and you have to explain the process of water cycle. You have to explain as a 7 marks or 4 marks can be asked. You have to learn this one water cycle. What is water cycle? Then after once if you learn water cycle, you have to learn evaporation, sublimations, transpirations, condensation, then precipitations, runoff, infiltrations, percolations. Up to percolations you have to learn as a water cycle is important questions. If you have any doubt, you can contact me through WhatsApp. Okay, bye. Take care.